Nearly 370 Kiwis have taken part in a study unpacking the financial and workplace challenges of parental leave in New Zealand. The new report has been put together by Rebekah and Steph Pow in the hope of finding what could be done to better navigate this for families and their employers. They join us now. Good morning, Steph. Good morning.
Morning.
Tell us how many people you spoke to, Rebekah, in terms of the survey and how you went about finding them.
Yeah, we spoke to 369 parents, and we accessed those from our own networks, but also through social media.
And Steph, what was it that you were wanting to find out from them?
Well, Rebekah and I work with parents all the time, and we kept hearing similar themes, but we wanted to get the data behind it. And really the two big findings were that firstly, during parental leave, finances really are the stressor. 2 in 3 parents cited finances as a top challenge. And then on the way back into work, a lot of people experience challenges in the workplace itself. So 3 in 4 parents had some difficulty going back to work.
Were you speaking with mums and dads?
We were. Primarily it was mums. I think we had 29 dads answer the survey.
Yeah.
Most of those were secondary carers, some equal parents, and then we had a couple of primary carers amongst that group. What
were the main kind of themes? Were there things that seemed to link a lot of what the feedback was?
The main themes were around the importance of good policy. So organisations being really thoughtful and considerate about the types of challenges that new parents face. So
is that like flexible working on return?
It's flexible working. It's considering whether or not they can afford to provide some additional paid leave. It's things like really keeping in touch during that period. A lot of times organisations, managers don't want to impose and so hold back, and the person who's on parental leave can feel quite sort of disconnected and unvalued as a consequence. So the policy is a really important thing, but it's that process, the way that policy is rolled out, and the care and consideration that's demonstrated, which makes a huge difference.
So is this something, I mean, I was thinking, oh, this will be really useful for people that are going off on parental leave, but actually, Steph, is this something that you see yourselves as maybe offering advice to employers as well?
That's right. So there's something in the report for employers in terms of recommendations, but also for parents and for managers. They all play different roles, and one of the things that was important to us was obviously getting the findings, but also providing people with the tools to do something about it. So actually there's quite a long appendix in there, but that's because we wanted to really equip parents and managers and organisations with more clarity around how you can make that experience a lot better.
What about finances? You said that was the biggest stressor for most parents that you spoke to. I know that through your work that's actually something you assist people with in terms of setting themselves up for parental leave. What is some advice that you can give for anyone that may be watching that is about to go on parental leave, or anyone who is in it right now?
Or even anyone thinking about it, really. It's something, if it's on your radar in the next couple of years, you probably want to be looking into it. Understand the statutory entitlements in New Zealand. The legislation is actually quite complicated, and so making sure that you meet the requirements to take time off work and to receive the payment from the government is really important. Also understand your employer's policy, because they might have different T's and C's and benefits. Your partner's policy as well. We know more and more partners want to take time off, particularly at the beginning, to bond with their child and to help the primary carer. So making sure you know what you're entitled to, what conditions you need to meet is really important, because in New Zealand 70% of Kiwi mums go back to work before they want to, and a big driver of that is financial constraints. Another survey showed that fathers want to take 3 months on average. In reality, they take 1 to 2 weeks. Most of the provisions here they're unpaid for partners, and so actually the utilisation rate for the unpaid stuff is 4%. It's so low, because the reality is a lot of families cannot afford to have one person having no income and the other person receiving the government payment.
That's, I think, where we need big changes in New Zealand, and I know a lot of employers actually do offer better packages, but to have your partner be able to assist you, I think is so important. It makes such a huge difference in those early days.
Yeah, that was certainly some really strong feedback that we got from partners.
Did you get any horror stories, like some really shocking employers and stuff?
There were some really challenging comments to read. People who had been promised certain things and then found that those promises were reneged during parental leave. But we also saw people really voting in terms of where they chose to put their employment as well. So looking for new jobs and recognising that that was a challenge in terms of coming back from parental leave and starting in a new organisation, feeling really pleased that they'd made that choice to put themselves into an environment that was supportive.
Thank you so much for doing the report. I'm sure it will be very useful, as you said, in a wide range of settings. That was Back to Work coach, founder Rebekah Fraser, and founder of Crayon, Steph Pow.